Alright, screw it. We're back. BoarBeater's combatizing, and eventually he'll be able to join, but for now he can cast off stream if he wants to, or he can also not do that and just rely on me telling him what's happening. So
Audible.
I don't really want to wait like 10 more minutes for your stupid compat to go through, because that huge fat patch, everybody's having problems with it. And then there's a reasonable chance it won't work anyway, because I had the Chris's from Null and Stu on a couple of days ago, and like they were having all sorts of problems. So I don't know. And then I casted earlier today with 2 people, and it was fine. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but shit, I didn't even start the replay. It's fine. Now it is. Now it started. So how are you, Boar? How you doing?
I'm doing alright. Just got back from the holidays, so.
Yeah. Where do you live?
In Atlanta.
Good stuff. It's a horrible city.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's I don't like it.
You've been there?
I've been to Atlanta.
Been there, didn't like that?
I did not like it. Do you live in like the suburbs where all the rich people live, or in the slums where all the poor people live?
I guess I live in between. I live near the school, so it's like a little bubble.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Universities do tend to create that. I assume that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Did you hear they're putting the new Braves stadium out in the burbs?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the Braves currently play in the Olympic Stadium that was constructed in 1996 or 94.
Yeah.
So they're building a new stadium with public money to replace a stadium that's 20 years old. That's where we are.
Makes sense, I guess.
It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But they have a really crappy TV deal, so they need all the money they can get.
Rhapsody.
It's great. I'm sure like nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about, because the vast majority of people are going to be Euros that are like, what is baseball? And then they have other people are going to be like Americans who are like, what is baseball?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But they understand World Cup at least. Not World Cup, but Olympics. Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's true. Although baseball's not in the Olympics anymore, so that's sad. It's stupid. Baseball should be an Olympic sport. You know why? There's 2 reasons. It's because a lot of the countries don't participate, and because building an entire baseball stadium for like 2 events, because it's baseball and softball, and you can't really use it for anything else, so they were just like, screw it. We're not going to do that anymore, and they took out the Olympics. It's my favorite sport, bastards. Okay, there's a game going on. Magma and Ophelia are banned by WoG. Cthulhu and Kraken are banned by the Hellborn side. Are you looking at the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, that's too bad. I was going to ask you, what would you guess is the first pick for the Legion side then?
What have my guess had been?
What would your guess have been if you're just looking at those bands, Magmus, Cthulhu, and Ophelia Kraken? What's your guess for the first pick?
I guess the Swiftblade is a pretty good first pick.
Yeah, that's my guess too. Well, at least the Hellborn get the Parasite out of it, but the Legion then follow up with Tempest and Rhapsody, Glacius, and Bubbles can be picked up by the Hellborn side, so I'm very much favoring WoG's draft at this point. Lots of burst damage on the Hellborn team, but just ridiculously amazing heroes for Legion.
Yeah.
Hot Pho Factory. Are you happy now? God damn it. Chicks, am I right?
Yeah. I don't even think she used to know how to pronounce pho. She's Asian.
It's a source of amusement because I tend to overpronounce it because that's not how it should be pronounced based on the way the letters work. So I already mispronounce enough stuff. So I'm like, let's not do that one too. What do you mispronounce, Boar?
What do I mispronounce? I don't know. I guess I don't really think of things that I mispronounce until you come across it.
You wouldn't even know.
Oh,
Like,
I guess to some people, like they think they're saying it right,
right. Because they
like
think
they
they're
hear
saying it
themselves
right, so
saying it right.
how would you know?
It's like people with speech impediments don't know that they have a speech impediment.
They might. I
Sometimes.
think some people.
Well, some
Well,
people
yeah,
do, and then some people are,
right. Maybe it's until it's pointed out.
yeah,
Do I have a speech impediment?
no.
That's good.
Yes.
Damn it. What is it? Don't leave me hanging here. I need to know.
I think it's better if you don't know.
Okay.
Better for the audience, I mean.
They're all gonna notice it if you tell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fair. It's a fair point. Well, second stage bands: Drunken Master, Pharaoh, and Silhouette for WoG. Richard Hag, Dr. Repulsor, and Gemini for HotFuff Factory. You happy? You happy now? So Hellborn focusing a little bit more on short laners and carry potential stuffies. Legion side looking for a couple of initiators as well as the short lane option for Silhouette. Neither side has picked up their carry option yet, and that continues to be the case with Chipper on the Legion side. Although Swiftblade could very easily be the short laner for WoG. Then again, Jonathan's not playing. So who knows? Okay, there's... I'm very confused. What is iWoG? I looked it up before, but now they're all not tagged up as WoG anymore, so it's difficult.
I don't know. I think it's like new WoG or something.
Yeah. I saw it back when they actually were tagged up as that. Now I forget what it was. Oh well. Keeper's the pick for Hellborn, so that'll presumably be their suicide option. That leaves Bubbles in the middle, and Glacius likely babysitting whoever ends up playing the short lane for them. They're saw picking a Warbeast, which would be a terrible idea. Yeah. Do you think they should pick Warbeast?
No.
And that's
Well,
why
especially not. Are you talking about for last pick? Because I'm like, I don't know how far behind.
Yeah, so they've got Parasite, Glacius, Bubbles, and Keeper.
Okay, well, but they had the Warbeast shadowed before Keeper came out. Like it was between Keeper and Warbeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That's reasonable, I guess. I like Keeper better. Gives them a little more lockdown. They need a source of right click at this point. Like they don't have any sustained damage in team fights. It's gonna be Parasite Burst, Bubbles Burst, Keeper the Force lockdown, and Glacius whatever. But they need something that's gonna hurt things.
What should they get though?
Yeah. Soulstealer? Can maybe you could play Soulstealer? I'm okay with that. Oogie pickup.
Is that what they did?
Yeah. I'm alright with that.
That works, because an Oogie can probably survive through Chronos Ult.
Yeah.
And like although Swiftblade can spin for a little while, it's not enough.
And he can run away. But the Legion side, speaking of that, they picked up the Chronos on top of the Swiftblade, so there's gonna be a short lane Swiftblade and a suicide Chronos. That's strange to me. I wouldn't imagine I wouldn't think that it would be Chrono Field with a melee core or a melee carry. Like
true.
That seems
but it
odd.
Helps. It might. I mean, maybe it helps set the Tempest up, and then
the Chipper.
You do have Chipper ulti going the whole duration, but it's reduced damage, which is kind of lame. But
well, is it? Does it count as reduced damage? Because it's everything from outside of the Chronosphere. Does it consider the Saw Blades as inside the Chronosphere?
Well, I think so. I mean, I guess I haven't read the fine print, but I thought it was just like if you're Chronos fielded, then you're taking less damage.
Besides Chronos, all units within the Chrono field are frozen for 3, 4, 5 seconds and take 25% reduced damage from targets outside of the field.
Oh.
I don't know.
So basically, if you have Staff the Master and your team
Walks
goes
in.
in.
Yeah, then you're okay. Then it won't be reduced damage. But that requires you to build a Staff the Master, and nobody's gonna do that.
Yeah. I don't know. That was the nerf I think that hit Kronos the hardest. The damage reduction.
Yeah, and I mean, do you think it's fair? I feel like it wasn't. I feel like the amount. I'm not. I phrased that question very poorly in terms of what I was actually asking. I feel like Kronos shouldn't be seen as little as he is, considering the nerf he took. I don't think it was enough to be like Kronos is a completely crap hero now and nobody should ever play him.
I don't know.
Nah, that's fair.
I mean, I've tried the Kronos and it just feels weak.
Yeah, and it's definitely. He is now more oriented toward what he's supposed to be, which is like an actual carry and not just a setup for other people. Because obviously, if he's the one doing the damage to the Chrono Field, it doesn't matter. He hasn't lost anything in that respect. But
that's true.
So S2 sort of accomplished what they wanted to in that regard. But I guess that leads me back to another thing, which is I don't think S2 should be telling us how to play heroes. Like, they should be building heroes that are balanced and then seeing how they work. And if they are too powerful because they win a whole bunch of games or something like that, that's fine, you can nerf them, but you shouldn't. I don't feel like you should nerf them with the objective of this hero has to be this kind of role, and therefore we're going to nerf it in this way. But
yeah.
Because that was cool. Like, Kronos was never picked, and then somebody was like, hey, I can pick this hero and use it as a suicide because it's really survivable, and then the ultimate is great at, you know, locking teams down, so I'm not going to try to do damage, I'm just going to set my team up basically like a Tempest hole that I don't need to channel.
Yeah. It was pretty good, and there was like nothing you could do about it.
Right. I mean, that's just like really innovative, and it's kind of like S2's response to that was, no, bad innovation.
I mean, it is a little annoying that you can send any carry as a suicide, like Madman or Kronos.
Yeah, Mage Bane too.
My
It's good
opinion.
played.
Or Mage, yeah. But I've done that a lot. So.
I mean, not any carry, but yeah, there are a fair number of carries that you can run as a suicide. But to be fair, in those situations, you often have to build your lineup around that hero being a suicide and like transitioning him out of the suicide role and building him a different way.
Sure.
And stacking and like picking other heroes that don't inhibit his ability to get farm later on and that kind of thing.
It's true.
It's like, it's not like it's just a free thing you get in their core for nothing. You have to... This is good. This is my favorite kind of cast where I just say stuff and you agree with me.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's exactly what I want out of this, is validation.
So is Chipper owning the bubbles?
Let's see. Chipper 250 GPM bubbles currently at 305. Nope.
Wow, what the...
I feel like...
US West advantage. I forgot.
That's all the pauses were about?
Yeah.
You really feel like Chipper should beat Bubbles?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's like a lot stronger at level 1 and level 2, kind of like and 3, so he should be able to box the bubbles out.
Yeah.
Really early. But then if he can't, then the bubbles can do okay.
And
But
then
like the best the bubbles
Chipper.
can do is like take cover,
The rockets, which he doesn't even
Multiple,
have.
like if the chipper sends 2 rockets at a time and he takes cover, both of them.
Sure. Or he can just dodge them because he's ranged.
Yeah.
Or Bubbles
But,
can kill the chipper and get first blood like we just saw.
oh damn.
Yeah. So I'm much more in the camp of I feel like Bubbles should beat Chipper. He's eating a number of rockets for some reason, but I get what you're saying. Like early on, that Chipper should probably get an advantage, but I don't understand why Bubbles doesn't have take cover. That seems really silly to me. Because he should be able to take cover the rockets. And Bubbles is going to have better room control as well because of Shell Surf. And he shouldn't ever die because of Shell Surf. So feels like Bubbles should do just fine, and clearly he is. Of course, I get to say that after he's doing just fine.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, Bubbles will win, but I think
Right. I mean,
80% of the time, the chipper will win.
I don't think it's a matchup that is like 100% always in this hero's favor. So it's not like Bubbles winning this is some sort of ridiculous aberration that is completely impossible by all normal means. Anyway, Bubbles is going to die as he tried to man up against the chipper, and that really did not go very well for him. Health pot can be canceled, and he will get the counter kill from the Parasite. Glacius also going to fall as he came in looking to help out the Bubbles, pick up the kill onto Chipper, but very, very slow. Bubbles was impatient and ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of the Legion team as they do lose the Chipper, but they kill the Bubbles and the Glacius. Bottom lane, Suicides, or the short lane Swiftblade, perhaps could be getting some help from this Rhapsody, but actually Warsight did spot out from Keeper. He's going to be able to get the Invis off, and there's a dance for it, but Keeper can just walk this off. And he will be just fine. Playmaker on this Keeper of the Forest, 74 gold per minute against this Swiftblade.
That's not a big number.
It is not, in my opinion.
Like a 74 a year, or a GPM.
And top lane, looks like Oogie could be in some trouble. He's getting locked down by the Chipper and the Chronos, and that's going to be a kill. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Keeper of the Forest also died. So, WoG running a little bit of train here.
They are European.
With the kills. So now this makes no sense to me. I feel like Keeper should do very well against Swiftblade. I mean, between the lane control and just using the dogs to harass him out of lane, I guess it was a 2v1, so Rhapsody was doing a lot. But anyway, Keeper can get dusted out here. He is still level 2, so Slash is not available, but the spin is, and the stun from Tempest can be there. Another kill. Playmaker taking his second death in as many minutes. It's going to turn into a bot tier 1 tower kill as well, so all of a sudden 450 GPM for the Swiftblade. And what do you think? Is that bad for the Hellborn team?
I couldn't really watch the stream because I completely lagged out. So, is what bad?
It's the fact that Swiftblade has 460 GPM bad for the Hellborn team for Hot Fuzz.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Makes
Bad
you
confirmed.
Banning Kraken instead of Swiftblade.
Yeah. Speaking of that, God, this Keeper is just having a really bad day. It's killed him again. Middle lane, they do manage to get a kill on the Chipper, so Parasite and Glacius ganking for the Bubbles, and they manage to pick off the chip, so he's not really doing too much in terms of snowballing, but that's okay, because Swiftblade is going to start to take over this game if this continues. This Tempest rotation has resulted in several kills on this Keeper of the Forest, and they're going to keep pushing as well.
The Hellborn have overrun a Legion FOB.
Hellborn get the tier 1 mid, so that's good. Tier 2 bottom lane will be pressured by the Legion team. And Keeper of the Forest just has no capacity to do anything whatsoever.
Jeez. At this point, you should be jungling.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, did he die in jungle?
No.
Oh yeah, but he's going to jungle.
He is.
Nice.
He is jungling now. Well, bottom lane, they do get the tower deny, at least. Parasite's like, I've got a catapult, so good luck with that. Chipper hanging out in the top lane, looking to set something up, but there's a word of sight actually beyond the tier 2 tower that spotted his rotation, so they should be well aware that Motes has rotated over. But Ogi's still going to eat the Chrono Field as well as the Saw Blades. And Glacial Downpour will counter on a Kronos, but Kronos is just going to walk this off. Shell Surf going to be dodged. Kronos still alive somehow. He's going to take one more auto attack and die. Yep, that's going to be it. So it's going to be 1-for-1. Crush One trading his life for that of Baby B Kid, but definitely a trade that the Legion side will take, trying to shut down the Oogie and sacrificing their suicide to do it. Not a problem, especially considering Kronos is pretty damn far up in terms of GPM at 280 for a suicide. So, right now, actually, WoG only had by about 1,500 gold and 750 experience, but Parasite getting Swiftblade, and that's another kill for Swifty. Sad times.
The delay is so long.
I always think it's going to be shorter than it is. Let's see, what can we give you to talk about here? Swiftblade has gone the Ghost Marcher's Energizer build.
Well, some people don't like that, but I think it's fine. Especially if you're gonna keep killing people with it.
I don't like it. I don't like the overlap of Ghost Marchers and Energizer.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's an unnecessary addition to Phase Effect. If Kronos wanted to get an Energizer, that'd be fine. He's got Steam Boots, or if Swifty got Steam Boots, then I'd be okay with it, but... Anyway, Bubble's gonna jump in the middle. Gonna hit 3 people with the Kelpfield. Immediate death onto Looky Looky on the Tempest. Looks like Chipper gonna be in a lot of trouble as well. Puts the Saw Blades, trying to get the counter kill, and they will get the kill onto the Bubbles, but he's gonna trade his life for it. We'll see Rhapsody and Kronos both presenting options. It's gonna be Rhapsody that's gonna be chased down by this Oogie, but actually pretty nice juke there, and he gets the dust off, and Rhapsody might be okay. Kronos perhaps looking to set up something up, has a Chrono Field available. Keeper of the Forest is level 6, and he's gonna be invis as well, so not too much opportunity to actually do anything. Dust goes off, actually. Did that hit them? Yep, yeah, it did. And Keeper of the Forest is going to be in a lot of trouble all of a sudden. We'll drop the root onto 3 heroes. Rhapsody could be in some trouble if she continues to be in this. She has to run away at this point. Chrono's really trying to chase down this Keeper, but he's pretty damn tanky. And there's a freeze from Glacius as well. Drops Chrono Field finally onto Playmaker. And will he actually have enough? The slows from the Oogie Tarkwaker enough? No, it's not going to be there, as the Time Leap kills the Keeper of the Forest, and now Chrono's going to fall as a nicely placed Tarquake managed to finish him off. So no vision from Baby B Kid there, but still has the angle and manages to guess Kronos' path. Ends up being a 1-for-1, and actually is in favor of Hellborn, as they really don't care about losing the 145 GPM Keeper if it means they can take out Kronos. So HpF still in this game, down in golden experience, but doing okay. As Oogie, 350 GPM. Good times for him. He's stacking the woods and taking those creeps. He'll be able to significantly increase his farm. And he's actually gonna start getting closer to that Swiftblade, who's still at 450 GPM. So Swifty went for that Energizer and Ghost Marcher's build and hasn't done too much with it. Hasn't been all that active. It's got 2,300 gold saved up. Could finish his Abyssal Skull. Could go for a Firebrands, and
my guess is he will go for Geos.
Yeah. Very nice play from the Legion side there. Actually, Kelpfield and stuff was used by Bubbles to try to get the Chipper kill, but Rhapsody right there with the ultimate saves Mots on the Chipper, and it's going to turn into a push actually from the Legion side. We've got 4 heroes grouped up here. The only one that's not available is Kronos, but there is some nice anti-push there between the Tundra Blast and the Shell Surf. It's going to stop that dead in its tracks, and it's actually looking like they're going to try to rotate on this Oogie. We got a 4-man gang squad rotated to the top lane, and Baby B Kid really realizing pretty quickly that people are leaving. I should get out. I should be safe. Meanwhile, HpF does take the bottom tower. Masatoshi on the Parasite is inside of a catapult, because That's broken.
I have you.
Have I gotten your opinion on the Parasite change?
The most recent one?
Yeah.
Probably not. But I think
I think he's dead, so this is where the delay problem comes in. Actually, gonna get the Chrono Field onto 2. We'll see if Swiftblade can get out of this. It looks like he might be able to. They might even turn this onto Bubbles as he got in a little bit too deep. Glacier will drop the ultimate, but that's not gonna go very well. He's trying to get locked down, and actually Chip Rocket does connect and kill him. Keeper the Force coming in along with Parasite. They just don't have that much damage. Parasite inside of a good creep, but again, he's very low. Will he get the kill? Yes, he will. Nice turn. Tempest Hole locking down Keeper in the meantime, and that will be a death, so Parasite managing to skirt on out of there with his own Ghost Marchers as he ends up with a pretty good turn on the Kronos, but other than that, ugly fight for the Hellborn team. Actually, Kronos bought back, and Tempest did too at some point. I don't know when, but it was a while ago, apparently. And anyway, 4 heroes do die for the Hellborn team.
How did the Kronos not kill that
The
Parasite?
Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
But yeah, I think it was a good nerf in the sense of you don't over nerf. Because I don't know, S2 is really good at over nerfing heroes. I'd say they over nerfed Kronos and Monkey King a little bit. Definitely Riptide. But so like you only really want to do like small nerfs like that and see what happens. It's still a top pick though, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does seem like they've perhaps learned their lesson a little bit. I mean, you can see that in the Swiftblade and the Parasite, and perhaps the Cthulhuphant to some extent. I think he might have gotten hit a little bit harder, and deservedly so. But there's been a pretty general consensus that Swiftblade's still going to be a consistent high pick. He's a little bit weaker than he was, but it's definitely not unplayable by any means. And I think Parasite's going to be in a similar boat, so yeah, it seems like maybe the guys doing game design and game balance have learned something.
Maybe.
Because I do feel like actually the patch they just released has a lot of very good changes, so credit to them for that. Meanwhile, middle lane, they will jump on top of the Swiftblade. There's the freeze, and for some reason, Swiftblade not choosing to use his spin. Ultimate from Rhapsody is cancelled. Kelfield actually onto 4 heroes as well. Swiftblade spinning away. Rhapsody going to be the only death so far. They do finally get the counter kill onto Parasite as they drop the Saw Blade. That's going to result in a death for Chipper. Actually, an ultimate from Kronos onto 4 remaining heroes. Keeper the Force is going to be able to lock down him and Tempest. Puzzle Box minions from the Parasite trying to chase on Tempest. That's not going to happen. Now Kronos going to be in a lot of trouble. He is silenced out. He's got a Kelfield, Time Leap, though. What am I even talking about? Shellster from Bubbles is not going to connect, but Bubbles is here. He's going to try to deny himself to Ancients. It's not going to happen. Crush one taking the death, and Pink picking up the kill. Meanwhile, though, in the middle lane, actually, Swiftblade coming back in and gets the kill onto the Oogie. So, well done there. But Swiftblade can spin out a Glacius freeze, so I really don't know why he didn't immediately do that. But oh well.
I don't know.
Still ends up being a pretty solid fight for both teams, actually, as they each get some objectives and kill some important heroes, but in the end probably slightly favoring the Legion side as they took out the Oogie and the Swiftblade survived.
There.
CD. I was looking at it and I was pretty sure it was up. Maybe it just came up. He was spinning the wave, yeah. Maybe it just came up when I looked at it, so I thought he had it up the whole time. That's fair.
Seems likely, given the professional level of all these players.
Right. I would imagine that people are aware that Swiftblade spin breaks Glacius freeze. And that he would have done that. That's why I was confused.
Yep.
That's actually really a good reason to question why they picked Glacius against the Swiftblade, especially considering they're going in for a jungle lineup. I mean, as far as heroes go, Glacius against Swiftblade is, like, terrible. Glacius gets destroyed by Swiftblade. Speaking of which, Glacius is literally getting destroyed by Swiftblade right now. That's exact. That's some pretty fantastic timing right there. Word of Rev, actually, Keeper has to be real careful about this because if he walked over a little bit further south, he would have been caught. Swiftblade, though, is going to be caught by a couple of heroes, but here comes Kronos with a 2-man Chrono Field in the background, and Bubble's trying to run away with the haste rune. Spin from Swifty. Kelfield's only onto a couple, and actually the Keeper the Forest Root is there as well. Puzzlebox Minion will be killed by Swiftblade. He can just run away. There's a Tempest hold on to 3, and the Sawblade's right on top of it. Everybody in the Hellborn side getting it cleaned up. Sakanu's going to help finish off Oogie. No way he's getting out of that one either, and just excellent fight from the WoG team right there. The initiation from Kronos was quite good, and the Tempest landing the hole on 3 heroes after the Keeper of the Forest Root was down. No way to cancel that. Then the Saw Blades, and some pretty amazing amounts of damage coming out from this WoG team. Looks like that'll turn into a tier 2 tower in the middle lane.
Yeah.
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
About the Glacius, I think drafting-wise, they picked it third, or
They picked it second.
They picked it second. And I think they were kind of denying Legion of getting Glacius. Glacius is kind of good against Parasite, and it's good with Swiftblade, and it's good. I don't know. It's good in general, but it doesn't work that well for them, other than giving their Suicide Keeper some mana and all their heroes some mana to win the lane.
So with a second pick, the Tempest. Yeah, I guess I can see that. I don't think it's that important. Like, yeah, Glacius is a good hero with Swiftblade, but there are plenty of good heroes with Swiftblade. Swiftblade's a good hero. I mean, they didn't like, if you're gonna do that kind of thing, Empath I feel like would have been a lot more sense. Anyway, Chipper gonna die in the top lane. I mean, Empath can help Oogie. Empath is also very good with Swiftblade. Empath's a great Swiftblade counter, etc., etc.
True.
I suppose Glacius has a little bit more synergy with the rest of this Hellborn team, in terms of the mana. And maybe Stu can't play Empath.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm surprised he can play anything with the size of his brain.
They don't call him Stupid Stu for nothing.
Nope. It's good. It's I was promised Flame, and it took a while.
Yeah.
To get it going, and I had to start it too. This is nonsense. Anyway, top lane. Looks like they'll be able to take a tower down. Glyph is used as they're trying to get the deny, but Parasite's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get this tower kill. Rhapsody, you're not gonna deny a tower from a Parasite. I'm sorry, it's just not happening.
Yeah. Well,
But,
unless you're really lucky.
Kronos actually is gonna die, as the Oogie was not inside of the Chrono Field, so the last Tarquake was able to finish him off. Crush 1, getting caught in a bad position. Sorry, you were saying something?
Oh, well, yeah. No, I was just saying, like, if you're lucky, you can deny against a Parasite, but it's mostly like they sign up for the, like, they're letting you have the chance to deny.
Right.
It's kind of hard to explain.
You can deny if they mess up,
Yeah.
but as long as you play it, well, or sometimes if you just do whatever you want, you will get the kill. Anyway, top lane, Keeper the Forest could be in some trouble. Gets dusted out as he already used his invis, and there's just no way he's living. So, Playmaker is having a game. 193 GPM on this Keeper of the Forest, 1-6-2. Currently sitting on Red Boots and Ring of the Sorcery. He's got 1900 gold, and actually, he should have had enough to get his PK. I feel like he could have bought his PK there.
I'm seeing your stream delay, and yes, he had 2159. They died.
Well,
So that was a misplay, unless he wanted to go to buyback. But
I don't think that should have been a concern right there.
nope.
And I'm assuming he's going PK. Like, that's...
Yeah, I think so.
Glacius getting in position here. That looks like they want to try to set something up. Keep the Forest is back up in this fight without a PK. And they're going to lose a tier 2 tower here, and that's the last one on the side of the Hellborn team. Actually, they're going to jump with the Kelfield onto 3. Parasite going to jump on top of Parasite. Perhaps the ultimate really not doing all that much. She gets canceled. Chronofield onto a couple. There's a Saw Blades as well. Doing a lot of damage. Bubble's going to be in a lot of trouble. Probably going to die. Yep, that's their first one to drop. Actually, Glacial Downpour in the background doing a lot of damage as well. Rhapsody in some trouble, getting healed up by the Dance Floor. Counter the Forest minions right on top of her face, and she'll fall as long with the Chronos in the background. And it looks like both Tempest and Chipper getting chased down. The Swiftblade really does not have enough life to go back into this, even though he does have an ultimate available. But they might be able to get out. Chipper's pretty damn fast, and Swiftblade's kind of like trying to run a bit of a distraction train. But Moat's realizing, I think, that maybe I'm not going to get out of this, and I might as well do something to ensure my teammates actually survive. So Chipper taking the manor death, and Swiftblade's just... I don't know what he's doing. Does he want to teleport? Like, Keeper of the Forest sees him. There is no Keeper route. But Oogie's coming in. Yeah, there's no real way they could kill him. But it's just like... I'm going to hang out in the side shop for a while. That was strange.
Well, from what I saw, Glacius did a lot of damage that fight.
Yeah, he definitely did. Damage charts. Glacius has done more damage than Parasite. That's good.
Embarrassing for the Parasite.
Glacius is actually the 5th highest damage in the game, so... Stu, what a player.
Maybe there's a reason stupid Stu left that team. I don't really know why he left it, but he did.
He did. I think it's because he's very picky about his teams. No, there were some internal issues apparently. Items. I didn't mention, considering Swiftblade's build is something we were talking about before. He did end up going to Frostburn. He's currently sitting on Mighty Blade, which I guess Shrunken?
He probably didn't want... Oh yeah, I guess he'll just go Shrunken. I was gonna say he wants something to get rid of Keeper Root, but Shrunken against the Oogie is like, what's an Oogie gonna do?
Well, he's already got Spin.
Yeah, but like, you're spinning out of one route.
It's true. Meanwhile, Tempest getting destroyed by Parasite's Burst, and now Parasite actually could be in some trouble. He's got the Infest off on Puzzle Box Wizard though, and we'll be able to get out just fine. I don't think they have to worry about Refresher from Keeper anytime soon.
That's kind of true.
I get why he'd want it, like against Oogie, or against Parasite, or against Bubbles, or against Glacius. Having magic immunity basically means the Hellborn team can't do anything to you. So, I suppose from that perspective it makes sense.
I mean, it hasn't looked like they're lacking damage. So, Shrunken's alright.
And he can basically spin, Shrunken, and then spin again. Like, the amount of downtime that's going to be for his magic immunity is pretty damn low.
And then 10-second one, yeah.
In these fights. Yeah, he's got something like
looks like Kronos is going
8 or 9
Refresher.
seconds downtime. Yep, definitely is. He's got
unless he wants Hellfire. I don't know.
I can't imagine he would go Hellflower. I mean, I guess Oogie, but I feel like Chipper would be a better carrier, although Chipper's got a staff, so he's not going to have it anytime soon. But Chipper will have his staff in about 250 gold, so that'll be very important for this Legion team. And Tempest has picked up a portal key along with the Astral. They bring a sorcery and vestments. Rhapsody sitting on plated greaves, so we're going to have some armor advantages for these team fights and their pushes. Upward side puzzle box is up on the Parasite, Pushbook and Striders on Glacius, so nice items there, actually very helpful for the Chronofield, of course, as well as the Tempest Ultimate. Bubbles picking up the portal key, standard, another Pushbook. I like that. I wouldn't even mind seeing a third Pushbook on this Ultimate team. Keeper of the Forest has his red boots and his portal key, another 1750 gold saved up, so his GPM is starting to pick up 230 for him, and likely, I guess, going for the Refresher. I'd like to see him actually finish his boots. He needs something there. But, oh well. Oogie picking up the Icon of the Goddess and the Plate Mail. So, Frostfield Plate will be on the way.
Yeah, I think Keeper should upgrade his boots. Like, he's not gonna have enough mana, or maybe with the mana ring. I know that Keeper usually has mana issues for the double root.
Yeah. Strength heroes aren't really supposed to be dropping two, you know, like 400 mana spells. Oh, it's only 200 mana, so it's 400 mana for that plus how much for the refresher. So you actually should be okay. The issue is going to be plus Portal Key, plus Keeper Dogs, plus Nature's Veil, and assuming you don't start from full mana, it could be a problem. Anyway, Kong are going to be tempted by the Legion side here, but it is spotted out by the Warriors site, so the Hellborn are well aware that this is happening. They're going to try to catch out this Chronos actually against Face Hug, and the Rhapsody ultimate going to save all sorts of damage. The Tempest Hole going to be cancelled by the Kelp Field. In the background, Keeper of the Forest Root hits on a 4 as Roll Split spins out of it. Trying to get onto this Glacius, who's taking a lot of damage and will be killed right off the bat. Parasite going to be forced out of his minion and trying to run away here. He's looking to get something in, but it's not going to be there, so Slashes get a kill onto Masatoshi as well. So, two heroes get picked off in favor of the Legion side, and that looks like it'll allow them to finish off this Kongor kill. 2 Portal Keys available from the Hellborn team, so they might be looking to PK in and steal this token. They do have Ward of Sight, and it's going to be the jump. They actually do get the token on Bubbles. So, Kongor kill goes to different guy on the Swiftblade, but Bubbles looks like he actually might get out of this as well. Had the Shell Surf, so PK Shell Surf picks up the token. Everything is just fine. Chronos, though, going to find a Chrono Field onto 2, and all of a sudden, things are real bad. Ogi actually getting locked down and killed, so they get the token, but going to be a dead Ogi for 67 seconds. No buyback available from Baby B Kid, so this will be Rax. Keeper of the Forest Root down. Glacius is got all of his stuff, but Bubbles, Kelpfield down, and Parasite still dead for 10 seconds, so Glacius getting jumped. We'll counter with the freeze, but the Saw Blades are there and just to get blown up by the rockets. Very well done by Moss. And it's... Can you... Really?
The Hellborn Barracks are liquidated.
Dang.
Yeah, that was not great.
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
Also, I was just thinking late game Meteor on the Chronos ulti is pretty strong.
That's true, actually. And so that's one set of racks. Looks like it's gonna be 2 set of racks here, as they're gonna try to finish off this Tempest. Bubbles going real deep for the kill on the Looky. We'll see if he actually gets it. Nope. There goes the token. He's going to come right back up. Shell Surf not available, though. And we'll take cover, check out of there with a Portal Key. And that's not going to be successful either. He's going to get locked down and killed. So the greed from Pink does not pay off. And Tempest ends up surviving. Also means we have lost 1.5 sets of racks on the Hellborn team. And different guy apparently not content with that. He's going to start to run around on people, but... Does his ultimate not hit people if he's frozen? That's interesting. Didn't seem like it was doing any damage, and he's not going to try to spin away. It's going to be Mods on the Chipper who's taking the death. And all of a sudden, Swiftblade trying to away. Rhapsody just kind of like portaling in the middle of everybody. No ability to lock him down and kill him. So, Elgo with a nice TP. Gets out no problem. The rest of the Legion side will retreat. So, I believe 1 buyback was used there on Pink. So, Bubbles assisting with the defense of the bot ranged racks, but it's really not going to be enough at this point, and we're looking at a 15k or so gold lead, 11k experience lead for this Legion side. They also have a racks down and another melee racks in the bottom lane, so...
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happens with the Swiftblade ulti. Like, instinctually, I would say that he can't attack in between the slashes, so it looks like it's significantly reduced, and he's hardly doing it, but really it's just like the ultimate hits.
Yeah, that makes sense. It still felt like it was just doing no damage, like I didn't really see. Even Glacius got hit a couple of times, and he's got 967 health. If he gets hit once, it's, what, 200 damage per thing, right? So, yeah, 200 physical damage, so...
Yeah.
It felt like it should have been doing a lot more than it did.
Well, if he had, like, Keeper Q on him,
that's
then
true.
Maybe within 100 damage or something.
That's fair. So, Hot Fought Factory does successfully defend, but
it's looking pretty bad for them.
It is definitely not looking great. And this is going to be worse. They're actually going to spot out the Swiftblade, but he's actually pretty damn tanky. Chronofield actually lands onto 3 heroes as well, doesn't catch the Parasite in the background, and there's the Refresher. It is not going to hit Oogie this time, but there's the Saw Blades from Chipper. Everybody in a lot of trouble. Tempest still going to lock down Oogie. They will be able to finish off the entire Hellborn team at this point. Oogie trying to get something out of it, but he won't, and that's the game. So,
Good.
one last fight. Looks like Hot Fluff Factory had a little bit left in them, and then it turned out, no, in fact, they did not. So, game may not be over for you, but
It's now over.
it should be. I don't know. Final thoughts?
For starters, my competize never worked.
That's good. So that's exactly why I was just like, let's go, because I'm a little afraid. You tried to load it and it didn't. It was like an 8-minute
It just
replay or
froze when
something?
I said it froze, and it never unfroze.
Huh.
And then I tried to restart it, and then I don't know what happened.
Oh. Well, not bad. It's a good thing we started when we did. Let's, Anyway, anything to say about that game?
I think they slightly got outdrafted and maybe outplayed. I mean, like it looked like their suicide really struggled, and you don't want that, I guess. Like, I mean, the Swiftblade got a whole bunch out of that.
Yeah.
And I don't
really
think
did.
it was the same story on the other side. So.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then what's it called? The bubbles did kill the Chipper, but then the early mid game or the early fights, I think Legion was able to recover a lot.
yep. I felt
At
like
least for the Chipper.
they rotated once again better. We saw it a lot in game 1 as well. It seems like Hot Fluff Factory were very static in their lanes. Like, they didn't want to move too much. They did a little bit better in this game as opposed to game 1, but it's WoG know how to rotate. They know how to send this guy to that lane. We constantly saw Chipper ganking top. We saw Tempest in the bottom lane a whole bunch, and that's very helpful. I mean, when Chipper wasn't getting a lot in the middle lane, he could still help out other lanes. So
Yeah.
he ended up being a valuable hero anyway. But I think a lot of the story of the game was Swiftblade. He just had a fantastic start, 11-0 and 9, 590 GPM, and when you have a situation like that, it's really hard to win games. So gotta shut down that Swifty. Well, that looks like that'll do it for the series. So WoG gonna move on, and they are gonna move on to losers back at round 3. Hot Fluff Factory will be bounced out in the round 2, which means they will be back for Gold Cycle 7. But actually, no, they won't, because I believe they disbanded. Yeah, confirmed.
Who? What?
No, Hot Fluff Factory. They disbanded, right?
Oh, I don't know if they disbanded. I just know that Stu's not on the team.
I think Stu left, and they were like, "Well, what's life without Stu?" So they were just like, "No."
Huh.
I don't know. That's a good point. I shouldn't just idly speculate about that sort of thing. But anyway, I'll do it. Thanks to Boar for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.